new. Have you seen Robosapien? The humanoid with attitude!
With nearly 2 million sales last Christmas, the surprise bestseller was the £80 Robosapien. This Christmas, we're getting Robosapien version 2, and he's looking to top the charts again. Recently, his multi-millionaire creator was in town, and Susie tracked him down for an interview. Mark Tilden is an ex-Brit who's worked for the US Army, as a science advisor to President Clinton, and with the US Marines on autonomous flying robots. He even worked for NASA, where his biomorphic robot research was thought too radical. Today, this maverick robo-physicist is talking to the Gadget Show about his robots, his science, and his vision for the future.
My word, how Robosapien has grown this year.
10 inches taller, 24 inches. He's actually bigger than some of the kids who'll be playing with him. And if he keeps on going, right, he's doubling his size every year, then by 2010 I should be able to attack Tokyo in my own giant robot, which of course will be lots of fun.
World domination plan initiated.
And he's got a couple of friends to play with.
He really does. He's got the Roboraptor and our own form of a little robot dog, the Robopet.
Right, let's start with the smallest, Robopet. So what does he do?
Well, he's got the ability to be able to roll himself over, get himself up, put himself around. He can walk, he can move, he can sit down, get up, give you a paw. He'll do all this stuff, but just showing him things. So you show himself like yourself in front of yourself, and all of a sudden, he'll now walk towards you.
So, Mark, this is Roboraptor. He's looking quite evil.
What we wanted to do is come up with something that really was a dinosaur-like attitude, who's life-size to a baby Tyrannosaurus rex from 65 million years ago, your own pet dinosaur, for real. The cool thing about him is that, again, he responds and reacts based upon what it is that he sees. He's got all kinds of little sensors, so he's actually pretty vicious in a lot of ways.
And why did you pick a dinosaur?
Best-selling toys in the history of boys, cars, robots, dinosaurs. This is 2 out of 3.
Mark, show me something really cool about him.
Well, here's a hidden secret that's never been seen on TV before. The cool thing about these robots is that the ability to be able to play with each other.
Whoa! Look at the size of that thing.
He did something similar with the Robopet. So the real cool thing about this is that finally you've got robots talking to robots, bypassing the need for children altogether.
Run for your life.
The whole trick is to try and come up with things which are a bit more advanced. So last year's robot could just walk. These ones can see and have their own sort of personalities. This one has its own ability to be able to respond, react, track, follow.
Identify human.
And it's able to actually recognize human beings.
How does he know that? How does he know it's not just a piece of wood?
Okay, he doesn't really, okay? It's just that human beings have a certain color. All of our palms of our hands are always the same color, regardless of how good our tans are. And the thing is that it turns out to be a real advantage. We're able to come up with a little visual brain inside of him which recognizes pure colors.
Is any of the technology that you've used come from your NASA background?
All of it. But the thing is that when I did NASA stuff, it was all pure research. For example, all this stuff is based upon a robotics that is very, very controversial. In other words, the idea that you can, in fact, get a lot of behavior without big computers and, of course, someone controlling it all the time. This guy is based upon centroid localization, which is exactly the same sort of thing you get whenever you spin a beer can. With our robots, what we've done is we found ways of actually binding this so the robot always knows when it's actually staying upright so that it never falls over. The real future of robotics is not going to replace anybody. What it's going to do is it's going to enhance what we normally do. If you notice, Robosapien 2 now is 10 inches taller. Next year it's going to be taller still. And then after that, well, we're already looking at RS4, basically being human-sized. And so while NASA talks about sending their machines into orbit or onto other planets to start building a Starbucks there or something, I'd like to think that we can keep our feet on the ground and try and evolve things at a much cheaper price to do real things for human beings. And the fact is that what we're trying to do is basically bring robotics out of fiction and into reality where we can put it on the Gadget Show.
Sleep mode activated.